Many thanks for the introduction and also many thanks for the invitation for this really perfect organized event. So let's start. And Niklas already told the title of my lecture. And we at Katrin, we think we can optimize supply chain logistics, especially by wireless interfaces with RFID readers. Yeah, I'm Michael Kaiser, Director Product Management at Katrin Solutions, and I will do my best to speed up a little bit to reach the next slot in time. Okay. So when I ask you, please take your mobile out and tell me what kind of wireless interfaces do you have with your mobile phone? No doubt about it. It doesn't matter is it an iPhone or is it an Android. You will have Wi-Fi. You have Bluetooth, 5G, and GNSS. And the good thing is you use it also without thinking about the technology and the technique behind. You send an email and you don't care about is this sent by 5G or is it sent by Wi-Fi. It's available and it will be used. If I ask you, do you have an RFID reader? And the customer, the project owner asks you how to connect your reader with Wi-Fi, with Bluetooth, with 5G, then very often this is a state-of-the-art solution. You have the reader and you have some boxes separate. Yeah, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 5G sometimes combined, but you have additional cost. You have to take care of the number of connectors. You have to take care for the cabling and installation and for the software, for the firmware. And I think this is not the right answer. This is state of the art, but not really usable. We at Katrin have the answer for this. And as Niklas already said, this is the fourth generation of our Katrin RFID reader family. And you see, we have a lot of different types, a lot of different versions for each, for all kind of frequency ranges all over the world. And when you see these pictures, we cover today only the bottom line. So you see the Wi-Fi options, the GNSS, the 5G options. All the others are maybe also quite interesting. But if I talk about this, I will take the next 2 days, and I think this is too long. But if you are interested in this, please let me know, and we can go in details very soon. Okay, let's start. So more and more we see that the requirement for a mobile communication network is increasing. The customer asking, how can I connect such a reader in an easy way? And that's why we developed our 4570, and 70 stands here for 4G and 5G, which we have built in. The 4G is now already available, and the 5G will be coming soon as the 5G modules drops in the price. At the moment, 4G is fast enough because we don't transmit so big data with RFID. The data is not so big as the movies. That's why we are sufficient with 4G. We have built in a SIM card, a micro SIM card, a real physical one, and we have still in addition eSIM cards that the customer can select what is the right way to do so. In Europe, eSIM is very well known, and that's why this could be an option for Europe, for US, but in some areas in Asia, in South America, or in Africa, it could be better to have really a physical SIM card. We have an external 4G antenna, and we have an external one because sometimes the reader is somewhere in the basement, somewhere in a cabinet, and if the cabinet is metallic, you will have a very poor reception signals from mobile communication. That's why we can take a cable, bring the antenna outside where we have good signals, and then the system runs well. As you are maybe used from Katrin, we have the readers always as an RRU version. This means the reader only version where we have 4 connectors for antennas, and we have an ARU reader, an antenna integrated reader. We have the antenna built in, and we have still 3 sockets to connect external antennas. The size, the feature, all the same for both readers. And of course, we have also GNSS, but I will tell you a little bit more at the end of the lecture about GNSS. Let's have a look for the typical use case, because I don't want to bore you with technical data and technical parameters. I want to have a look at the use cases and the benefit you can get out of this when you're using readers with integrated wireless options. So a typical application for RFID, is a gate solution. You have on the left an antenna array, you have on the right an antenna array, and when you pass through, in or out, all the things will be read on the pallet, and you can pass with a forklift, or you can pull the boxes and carry it out, and all the things will be read. By the way, here we have a very special gate based on our edgeline antennas. I have already, Niklas already said we will have also some information later on this lecture. Though this is a family we have now started as an addition of our standard Pro-line antennas. Here the edgeline antennas, more thinner, more powerful in a lot of parameters, and very, very thin to integrate in existing environments. And with this technology, we can build up such nice gates. You see, one is in the back, the other is looking is on the right. The next gate is here, so you can cascade gates, and that's why we have this situation where we can pass with a forklift, for example. And if we have a standard integration, standard installation, then we have to bring power and a network system. When we use this 4G and 5G network, then we can skip this network, this Ethernet network. And we have figures about installation that around about 700 euro, the total cost for such each point of this connection, so this outlet costs 700 euro, and this you can drop. This brings the cost dramatically down. So it can be easily changed because more and more we get requirements from our partners and customers that they want to change. They have not fixed gates. They want to have movable gates. They want to change it, or they have to change it because of the process they will follow. And that's why here's only a power supply necessary. And the power supply can be very flexible with longer cable, and we have always the same reception area with 4G. We have an easy integration because sometimes we see partners have fulfilled nice systems at a company, and the company have everything well done in the workflow, but they want to have also an information when the goods from the supplier will leave the location at the supplier to be prepared when they will arrive at their entry gate. And in this case, it's quite easy because then you can take such a gate, can it place at the supplier, because sometimes the supplier has an own system and don't want to let you take part on the system because then maybe you see too much data or it's a security reason. Or on the other side, the supplier has a very, let me say, old-fashioned way to handle this data and have no modern digitalizations tools up to now. And then it's quite easy. You can place such a gate at the supplier. Power to get is not a problem, but then the backend system will be connected by this 4G network. When it comes to 4G, it's a countrywide system, then such ITS application get more and more important. This means ITS, intelligent transport systems like railway, trucks, and so on. And here we have a typical example for railway. Railway vendors or railway operators, they have an own communication system, of course, but very often the focus with the systems are on security and not on logistics. And that's why more and more such systems will be added to railway operators, from railway operators, to get a more detailed information about the trains, about the wagons, about the speed, about the timing and the roadmap. Yeah, and you can imagine when you have only a power to supply, then it's easy to install also far away from infrastructure. You need only a power to run. The reader will read the data from the train, from the wagons, will transmit with 4G, 5G back in the backend from the railway operators. And we have also experience with a combination of solar powered batteries, which are running independently on outside when you have really no power and no network available. This could be also an option in future, and then you are really 100% independently. But also the question for cybersecurity get more and more important. And if you have such a solution, you can install the reader on site, and after the installation, you can close all the connectors, the Ethernet and all the other connectors will be closed, and only the 4G connection is available. And the reader itself makes a decision. So when the train is passing and the data will be collected, then the reader opens the channel, send the data via 4G to the backend system, wait for a short reply, and then close again. And then it's really an encapsulated operation, and no hacker can attack this. And this is important for critical infrastructure. So we have a lot of experience with the penetration test for this, and this is really a secure and robust solution for such application. The same is for trucks, as I said, ITS, Intelligent Transport System. In Germany, in Europe, especially in Germany, this system or the system on the motorways are old-fashioned. This is more expensive, but we see and run all over the world to a more cost-effective solution. And then it's quite easy to place on this gantry such a reader system with antennas, and we can read all the cars, all the trucks passing this, and of course, this information can be shared with third parties and will be shared with third parties to get information on one side for the cost to use a motorway. And this is also a run all over the world that we have to pay for running on the highway. But on the other side, this data will be used to know exactly when is my truck where. Yeah. And here's the system, and you can use it on the motorway. Again, it's for robust IT, for the cyber attacks, the same reason I told before. And we can offer also flexible use cases. This means not only on the highway itself, we see more and more they will do also the infrastructure besides the highway, so the truck parking lots, the entry access. So a truck arrived, the truck is known from this for this parking lot, and then the barrier will be opened, and the feedback goes back to the truck owners, to the shipping company, and they know exactly when is my truck on this position and when it will leave this parking lot again. So here you see a picture of this access control solution. So the truck arrives somewhere on the company ground, and sometimes the company ground is bigger, that the Wi-Fi access is not given at a certain point or a certain parking lot. Then you can again use 4G to read this information and transmit this to the backend system. Yeah, and all the things I tell you here for the logistics, for the access control, by the way, you can also use for smart city application. So going in the city, some streets are not allowed for some cars, but some cars for the fire brigade or for police can be allowed, and that's why they can open a barrier and can enter this area. And another important point, especially for this access control on company ground, is a private cloud. So maybe you have already heard about 5G is able to build up in public cloud and private cloud, sorry, private cloud. And then such a company, and we see more and more companies thinking about to do this in future, will throw out all the Wi-Fi stuff, will throw out all the network stuff, and will build up a wireless cloud all over the company ground, and all the units, all the devices, all the mobile devices, all the tablets and laptops will communicate directly in this 5G cloud. And as I said before, 5G is available soon, so we can address this as soon as customer is asking for this. We can think about and can offer the right solution for this. This was with 4G on the same way, especially if the application is indoors. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is maybe the right choice for the solution. And with the fourth generation, we have fulfilled this. It's called 4560 and 3560. So the 6 stands for Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth. And this we have included Wi-Fi 6, including Wi-Fi direct point-to-point. Maybe you use this already with your printer at home. You have your mobile phone, you want to print something, and without any infrastructure, you can get directly access to the printer point to point and can send some data to be print out. Yeah, it's the same you can do with Bluetooth. We have integrated Bluetooth 5.2. And we have a so-called Bluetooth serial port profile. This means a communication profile based on Bluetooth to communicate with the reader, with a mobile device, with a laptop, or what else. Again, we have an external antenna because here we have also the situation. The reader is maybe in a cabinet in the basement, and the antenna needs a good reception. Then you can place it externally with a cable connected with an SMA connector quite easily and get a good signal. And also here we have the possibility of GNSS. The same situation here. We have a gate solution. And with RFID readers and the antenna systems, we can read the data when the forklift is passing. We can collect the data, transmitting it. We need only the power. Again, this extra cost of the 700 euro roundabout for such an network outlet. You can save the money, and you are more flexible. As I said, more and more partners and customers are asking for flexible installation because they have different workflows, they have different things to do, and that's why this could be a solution for such requirements. Yeah, of course. It works also for Kanban shelves, for desk application, for warehouse management projects, for inventory management, and for access control in buildings in the same way. So we have seen at my entry picture on the background, there was a warehouse with all the things. And here we have the same situation. Thanks for selecting this picture for me, because it fits perfect to my lecture. So you see, this is a typical situation. And here you have really a big benefit when you combine a forklift reader with a reader with Wi-Fi built in, because then it's quite easy to read the data. So you get the forklift driver get an information, and up to now he has to check the pallet maybe with a handheld or with other tools and so on, or they have to use a gate, and then they need again the LAN infrastructure, and this is not necessary. When you have a reader, especially a reader with an antenna built in. With the next slide, I gave you also details how to detect the or how to identify the pallet, how to read the pallet. But if you have an ARU, then you can use this. You read the pallet, then maybe on the terminal of the forklift, you get information based on the information from the backend, brings this pallet to this and set spot in the warehouse. You can bring it there. And in the warehouse, there are such shelves, and the shelves are tagged by RFID transponders. So each spot has a unique number. And when the forklift places the pallet in the spot, the forklift reads the data of the of the pallet and of the shelf, and these both data will be combined and then sent to the backend system. Yeah. In some cases, when they are in a hurry, and you may know in the warehouse they are always in the hurry, they have to collect only the pallets and bring it to the next free spot. Yeah. If they do also a communication with the backend system to search for the best place to bring the pallet, then sometimes it's too many traffic. They have too long to wait, and that's why the forklift driver takes the pallet, brings the next free spot, and again when they place the pallet, they read the tag from the pallet, they read the tag from the shelf, and this both they can combine and can send in the backend system directly without interaction of the driver. This is also an option which can be solved very well with this. General advantages of Wi-Fi, as I said, no LAN infrastructure is necessary because it's built in. We have a Bluetooth for communication for the forklift terminal, but also with other terminals you can use. So if you have such a gate application and you want to have a communication with this, a tablet is enough to get access to the reader, read out some data, change some data, and especially for service and maintenance, the IT guy can get access to the reader. For example, on Saturdays, they will send out a command by Ethernet. Today is no working day. Today is a service day. And then the IT guy can go step by step, can take the Bluetooth with a serial port profile or the Wi-Fi direct to get access to this, to some service, some maintenance, some checking, some improvements, or some software update. As I said, so for the perfect solution for a forklift, we need an antenna built in. And from our previous ARU, maybe you are used that we have an antenna looking straight in the front and we're reading everything in the front. But here we have now a switch beam antenna, and all the ARU readers has such a switch beam antenna, also the ARU 3500, the 3560, and 3570. And how does it work? I will show you the next slides. So this is a typical scenario. You have this forklift, you have in front of this reader, and we have two beams. Yeah, we have two beams which we can set left and right. We can see a little bit more broader, so that we have only one read in the middle, that we see what is on the side. Yeah, was a question? Okay. And finally, when we find the right pallet, then we can focus our beam. So in total, we have three beams. We have a left beam, we have a right beam, and we have focus middle beam. And then we can pick up the pallet very easily. And though it's quite sure that we have a big searching area where we have left, right, and this antenna pattern you may know from our antennas in the past. So we have a read range of 6, 8, 10 meters on the left, on the right, what we can cover based on the output power we spent for the reader. And it's adjustable, of course. Yeah, but this is a very big area with a very big range we can cover. And though we can, the driver can go to the warehouse and see where are my parcels, where are my pallets, and can collect them. Yeah, and so we see is a perfect solution for the forklifts. We have search beams left and right, and we have a focus beam for the selecting of these pallets. In the same way, this feature can also be used for direction detection in a simple gate solution. So you read first of all on the left side, and then you read on the right side, and so you know get from left to right, and vice versa. And finally, I told you we have also the GNSS built in, and I give you some ideas what we can do with this. Again, with the ARU for the forklift application, we have the switch beam antenna, we have the GNSS, we have the Wi-Fi or the 4G. And then when we have such a solution, that can you see in the picture, we have a warehouse, it's full. Outside there are boxes because trucks arriving the next hours and will pick up the pallets. And then each time the forklift will place a pallet, we capture the ID of the pallet and we capture the local position. We store this by Wi-Fi or by 4G in the backend system. And so we know where are my pallets. Yeah. When I'm going back to this point, I can, again, using my beams left and right and the focus beam to pick up the pallet again and brings it to the right truck. And when we have 1, 2, 3 trucks on the company ground, we know exactly which is the right truck to place on. So it's a perfect way also for yard management. And also for this application, we talked before about ITS. Here we have also a useful application for the GNSS, because besides this, we have already talked about easy integration and robust ID. We can use it also for cybersecurity, because you can now combine this location, this GPS location, this global location, with the authorization of the application. So only when I'm on site, and this will be stored at the installation of the reader, I capture the local position. Is that okay? Here on this position, you are allowed to work. If someone, if a hacker try to steal this box and bring it somewhere and try to run it, it will be closed because they have either no local position or they have the wrong local position. Yeah. Also here you see a benefit for the cybersecurity. So you see, we have covered only the bottom line of this feature, and of course, I can start now to make a summary all over the things we have talked about, and maybe also about other things. But I'll hand over this to maybe some other experts from the Logimat show. The Logimat show 2025 is a big logistics show in Stuttgart in this year in March. More than 1,600 exhibitors had been there, and we have won the prize for this 4th generation reader family with all these powerful features, and won the prize for the best product in show. So I think the experts has agreed this is really a powerful solution and can help to solve some problems we have up to now with the logistics and the supply chain. Okay, if it's okay, I will have 1 or 2 minutes for the edgeline antennas, because we have already talked about. I skipped this antenna, this first slide. The requirements from the market was to have flat antennas. It should be protected IP54 for outdoor use. IP54 means rain, so on a dock door, it's no problem. We still keep our ProLine antennas, which we are used that we have from the past. This will continue, of course, for high duty and high ruggedized application. But for the standard application, more and more will move to the edgeline antennas because they are really powerful. They are reasonable in price. They are easy to install because they are very thin. They have excellent RF parameters, and it's quite easy to build up new antennas for the things, as you have seen with this very perfect gate antenna solution. And here is the summary of the data sheet. We have 4 different types. We have a lot of feature. We have 2 wide-range antennas, we have 2 mid-range antennas, and I will jump directly to my last slide. And you see here on the right, we have the wide-range antenna 55 degrees, which is a typical antenna for logistics. Maybe you have seen in the past our 7-degree antenna, which has the same size, the same dimension, the same footprint, but here we have 10 dB IC. With the 70-degree antenna, we have only 7.5 dB IC. On the same way, the 80-degree antenna, here we have this 7.5 dB IC, but the footprint is much smaller, 20 centimeters by 30 centimeters. So this is much smaller, much thinner, so you can integrate in such application for a tunnel or for a gate solution quite easily. On the left, we have 2 mid-range antennas, a 90-degree and a 100-degree. And here, with the 60 dB IC gain of the 90-degree antenna, we still have a read range of about 6 to 8 meters. Yeah, so it's really powerful. Also with this small antenna, 15 centimeters size, and the smallest is a 12 centimeter size. We have still 5 dB IC, and this is really, really powerful. So many thanks for your attention, and I'm waiting for your questions.